Hello, Nadif. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Welcome to the class. You're the first one today.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay, and we have Anna in the waiting room. Let's admit her. And there's also Julian. How's your day, by the way, Nadif? Anything out of the ordinary today? Anything special?
Maybe no.
Nothing special. Just another typical day, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do, by the way?
For this day?
No, I mean, do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student.
You're a student.
College.
Okay, well, what semester are you in now?
Last semester.
Ooh, last semester. Congrats.
Okay.
Congrats and good luck.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The finish line is so near. And we have everyone else joining. Hello, Abbas, Nurul, Julian. Welcome to the class, guys. Anna as well. How's your day? How's your Friday?
Bad.
Not bad?
Bad.
Bad?
Oh,
Nurul?
I'm great.
Oh, okay. I thought you said your Friday was bad. Okay, let me admit. Okay.
Finish my lunch.
Oh, you just finished your lunch. Nice. Okay, for those who haven't got their lunch, sorry. We're sorry for you. You can have your lunch, a very late lunch, while joining the class, though. That's the benefit of online class like this, because it's very flexible, very relaxed. And we have Lydia with the cool profile picture. Hello, Lydia.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Oh, and Fiori, of course. All right, I think we can start now, guys. Let's start. Okay. Now, today we are at the second meeting from the end for the reading section, guys. Okay. So after we cover the reading section, we will move on to listening and then speaking and then writing. So yeah, reading is, I can say, for a lot of students, the most difficult section. Okay. Because it requires good vocabulary and also time management and concentration. So if you can finish the section well and you can apply the strategies well, then that's a good sign that your performance in the real test will also be good. Okay. So yeah, let's continue. And today we're going to be talking about the two types of questions. The last one in the basic information and inferencing question category. As you can see from the table, we have covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have covered 6 types. I hope you still remember them and you can still apply the strategies for those questions. Today, we're going to start with the first one, which is the inference questions. How many of these questions can you get in one passage? Okay.
1 until 2.
Exactly. So you will always get it. All right. You will always encounter or face this question type. It's called inference question. And this is an example of it. Nurul, can you help us with the example here, please?
What can be inferred from the paragraph 3 about the liquid weather on Mars?
Thank you. Now, does anybody know what's the meaning of the word infer? What is infer? Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, exactly, Nurul. So infer is another word that has similar meaning with conclude, right? What's another synonym of this word beside conclude?
Main idea.
Main idea. All right, that's a noun. Try a verb. Okay. Inference is the noun of infer, Julian. I'm asking about what's another verb beside conclude that has the similar or same meaning. Okay. I'll give you a clue. It's somewhere here. Deduce. Excellent, Fiori. Excellent. Yes, that's one of the word, and that is the highest level one, the most advanced one, deduce. Can you tell us what it means, Fiori? What does deduce mean?
To conclude, to look at.
Yeah. And I believe you're going to say to look at the clues or the information or details and then make conclusion based on those details or clues, right? Okay. And one more synonym, which is imply. Okay, so all of these, infer, imply, conclude, deduce, they have similar meaning. And that's what you need to do for this type of question, guys. They will ask you to identify an argument or an idea that is hidden. Okay. Implied, hidden. It's implicit as opposed to explicit. So explicit means it's clearly stated. Okay, you can find it in the passage. But implicit or implied means you will not find it there. There is no information saying it explicitly or clearly, but you can conclude the information from the supporting details from the passage. So that's the challenge there, because you have to conclude, and that requires some analysis. Like a detective. Do you like detective stories, guys, like Sherlock Holmes or Conan or other detective characters? That's what they do. They deduce. They see the evidences and then they see the details and they make the conclusion that you are guilty or he is the perpetrator or things like that. So that's the challenge. You have to do that for this type of question. Now, the typical phrasing of this question is like this. So which of the following ABCD can be concluded or inferred about something? Another phrasing is the author of the passage implies that something is blah, blah, blah. And which of the following can be inferred from paragraph so-and-so about something? So what's the strategy for this? Here you are. The strategy for the inference question is same. You still need triple S. Okay, so you still need to select the keyword, find the keyword, skim the part where the keyword is. But you need to keep in mind and remember that the information is not stated. It is not directly stated in the passage. You have to make the conclusion on your own. Okay, you have to draw the conclusion using your logics based on the information in the passage. Okay, so you gather the facts from the passage and then you make the conclusion and then you match it with the options. And you need to be careful with false information or information that is not presented or that is not present, that is absent in the passage. But the key is over here. This is the biggest challenge. Making the conclusion. Okay, deducing. That's the challenge. So that's why, as a warm up for our class today, that's what I want to do. Okay, I want to have a little fun activity with you guys where we will practice deducing. We will practice concluding based on something, based on an object. And to do that, I need you all to turn your cameras on. So go ahead, please turn your cameras on. Okay, I'll give you time. Okay, Robit, Fiori, Nadif, Nurul, don't be shy to join us with the cameras on, please. I'll explain what to do after everyone turn their cameras on. Thank you.
Sir, I use dual device. So
Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah. Okay, no problem. All right, that means everybody has joined us with their camera on. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to practice deducing. So we're going to be playing like a detective. Each of us will show an object to the class, and everyone has to conclude a fact or an information about us based on that object. For example, I'll start from myself. What can you conclude about me from this object? Write in the chat box. What deduction can you make from this object? I have this nearby my nearby me at the moment. Why would I have it nearby me? Write your deduction. The best deduction will get the point. All right. So we have a point. The winner is the best detective in the end. Okay. So Oka thinks that it's a gift for my child. Okay. Thank you, Oka. That's a good deduction. And Nurul thinks that. Well, what do you mean, Nurul? Do you mean I like playing with kids? Okay. Fiona has a different one, a slightly different one. The deduction says I have a little girl. Why? Okay. Interesting. How about the others? You want to try? Go ahead. I have just finished playing with my daughter based on Nurul. I like Hello Kitty. Really, Dini? Do I look like someone who likes Hello Kitty? Okay. Nice deduction, though. I love cute things. Wait, only one deduction, guys. All right. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the point goes to, yeah, a lot of you are correct. I do have a daughter. And I have this because I have a daughter. So that's the implied information from this object. You can infer that I have a daughter. And the first one who answered that is Fiona. 1 point goes to Fiona. All right, Fiona, because you answered that one, so you'll go next. Find an object near you, show it to the camera. We will deduce. Go. Okay, that's her item, guys. That's her object. What can you deduce? Okay, Fiona thinks you like coffee. Hey, maybe that's her brother's coffee, Fiona, right? So you need to anticipate that. Regardless, that's her deduction. How about the others? Go. Okay, I'll go with. This is my deduction. Hold on, let me share it to you guys. Okay, Abbas thinks you need to do something at night. You like to stay up. That's what I think what Abbas is trying to say, right, Abbas?
Not
Okay.
really.
Oh, not really. Okay.
Yeah. Usually I drink coffee when I have to do something.
Oh,
Maybe,
so
yeah.
you have a tight deadline of something, yes?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right. Let's wait for another 10 seconds for the others to deduce. Okay, Julian thinks you need coffee to focus in the TOEFL class. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Fiona, who gets the point? She's the coffee.
Well, the truth is, I get a little tired since I woke up in the afternoon, so I bought this coffee. But I think the most similar is Robit and Videoka.
Robert, and who guessed it first?
Oh, well, it's Robit.
Robert, 1 point for you, buddy. All right. Well, continue. Your turn next, Robert. So go ahead. Show us your item. Okay, it's a bottle of water. What can be inferred about him based on that? Go ahead. Write in the chat box. Why would he have a bottle of water next to him? Okay, so Oka thinks you're regularly hydrated. Okay. Abbas thinks he drinks often. Okay, so Fiona thinks you need it to help you focus. All right. What other conclusion can you make? Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm pressing my headphones to my ears because it's raining over here. And it gets a little bit loud outside. Okay, Noodle. I like Noodle's deduction. It's always unique and out of the box. Okay, so Lydia thinks it's hot at your place right now, Robert. Okay, nice deduction as well. And 3, 2, 1. Time's up, Robert. Who gets the point?
Okay. I often drink water, so I think get the point. Abbas.
Abbas, 1 point goes to you, buddy. Good job.
Isn't it Videoka who answered?
Really?
Because
Really?
it has the same meaning, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's like a paraphrase, right? But wait a minute,
Oh.
let's check. Hydrated
Yes.
here, it has the same meaning with keeping your fluid level in your body adequate, right? Enough. So yeah, excellent restatement. So Oka, the point goes to you, buddy. Good job. What? That means it's your turn now. So go. Show us your object. Okay. What is that? Is that counter pain? What medication is that?
It's for I have some scar that a little bit.
Oh, okay. Burning scar, yes?
Yeah, not burning scar, but some because like infection.
Ah, okay. Okay. Now go ahead, guys. Deduce from that. Okay, that's my deduction there. Okay. Okay, so if the only things you got injured recently, I think yeah, it's in the same line, but it's more specific, like falling off. Okay. How about the others? Go ahead, try it out, guys. You see my deduction? That's a high level deduction, all right? Okay, the only things you're hurtful at the moment, you're in pain. Okay. Let's wait for another 7 seconds. And time's up. Okay, go ahead. Who is the
Uh,
closest?
I think the closest is Robis because the disinfection
yeah.
is long.
Very
Actually,
easy.
it was about a year ago.
Oh,
So still,
wow. All right. Well, have you
Yeah.
get it checked?
yeah, I have to check it twice, and
Okay.
yeah, it's very because I really like to camp and something like that. Some blood. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that means my deduction is correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, guys, that's high level deduction there, right? But yeah, let's give it to Robit. So 1 point for Robit this time, and this time, let's continue to Nurul. Nurul, your turn. What's your object? Okay, that notebook. That's your object. Okay, go ahead, guys. What can you conclude about Nurul from that object? This is my deduction, Nurul. Hold on. I'll also try. Okay, so Anna thinks you like taking notes. Fiona thinks you loves writing things off. Lydia thinks you're doing your work using that rather big book, yeah. But I think you're an accountant because that looks like a book to count things, like to count money, right? Expenditures. But we'll see. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Who's the correct one?
The correct one, there's a role person, Anna, Fiona. Yeah, actually, in having a class, if there is a new words that I'm just reading, I usually take notes every paper that I can reach. The nearest I write it. So if I get this very big book, I just write it down. Then I move it to the other paper.
Nice learning technique. That's a nice learning style. Okay, well, good job, Anna. 1 point for you there. Anna, you're next. Go. What's your item? Hold on. What is that? Is that an umbrella? No. Is that a hat? Can you lift it up higher so we can see the full? Oh, okay. Go ahead, guys.
What is that?
It's a cap.
A cap.
Yeah. So go ahead. What can we conclude about Anna there? Okay, this is my deduction. Hold on, I'm typing it in. Okay, so let's see our deductions here. We have Oka with the deduction that you've just been somewhere before joining the class. And then Abbas thinks you live in a hot region. Makes sense, because of the hat. Why would you need it if it's not hot or sunny, right? Okay, Robit, really? What does it have to do with a pink cap?
For disguise.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right, that makes sense now. But it's usually black. Okay, Robit. Pink would draw attention to you instead of under the cover. Okay, so Lydia, I think you just left. You just got back from outside. You left the house early and it was hot outside. That's what Fiore thinks. I think you go jogging every week. Because that looks very much like, jogging or training.
The closest one is.
Okay, what is it?
Well, I went outside before this.
Okay, bye.
And it's hot really hot outside. I don't know. The first step, does it right? Oka is Oka.
Right.
Fiore, Lydia.
But what about Dini's deduction there? It says that you like pink. Is it right?
Yeah, but not as much.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Good job, Oka. Hold on. So she went somewhere. Oh, that's why she has it with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point there. That's the main clue, yeah, the main detail. Why would she have it next to her in a TOEFL class, right? She just been outside. Okay, well done, Oka. Moving on. Dini, your turn.
Sorry, but I think the most correct one is Fiore because she explained why she used a hat to go outside.
Wow, you're very, very generous. Well, Fiore, say thank you. He gives you the point.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, Dini. What's your object? Oh, it's a tablet. Okay, a tablet. What is that, a tablet? Or a writing pad? What is that?
It is pen tablet.
A pen tablet. All right, go ahead, guys. Oh, Gipari. We are playing a little game activity to practice with the strategy of the question type we're going to discuss. So you simply need to deduce, okay? Make conclusion about your friend based on the object they are showing to us, okay? Okay, so let's see here. Fiore thinks you're a digital artist. Very good deduction. And Anna thinks you like drawing digitally. Okay, Robert goes more general with you just like drawing in general. You're a manga artist. Interesting. Is that what the manga artists use? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes when they want to share their job online, they use that.
Cool. All right. Okay, Nurul goes differently with a note instead of a drawing. She's an online tutor. Oh, Abbas, I like the deduction. Yeah, that's right. Indeed. I actually also have that kind of tablet, and I'm an online tutor. So yeah, very good deduction. Okay, periodic table. Oh, because of the picture on the pad. Yeah. Good one, Julian. And Gibari also thinks that you're a tutor. Tutor at the wrong group. Interesting. Okay, Nurul thinks you major in design, and Sarah goes with you're being an illustrator. Which one is the correct one, Dini?
The correct one is Nurul.
Nurul.
She likes taking notes. I like to take digital note because it is not spend many paper.
Yeah, excellent. Nurul, nice deduction. So sorry guys, not drawing, but let's ask Dini. Do you like drawing, Dini, by the way?
No.
No, okay. Okay, Fiore, have you done yours? I think Fiore has done hers. Okay. Fiore now. Fiore, let us infer about you from your object. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Oh, art media. So it's like is it like a sketchbook? Okay. Fiore directly goes with you being an artist. Okay. You get Oka thinks you like drawing manga. She's a fashion designer. I like that. And Lydia thinks you like sketching. You're an art collector. Let's wait for another 10 seconds for the other to try to conclude. Go ahead, guys. You're an architect based on Abbas. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who gets the point, Fiore? Who's the closest one?
Vioni.
Fioni. And what does
Yeah,
Fioni
I'm an
do?
artist. I'm an artist.
You're an artist. What kind of art do you make?
I do a lot. I draw digital art. I'm drawing a manga currently, but yeah, I draw a lot.
Wow. And where do you share your artwork usually?
I share online sometimes, but not often.
I see. Online on what? Instagram or?
Instagram.
Okay. Well,
Instagram, but I don't really post recently.
oh, you don't really post. But do you have some work posted there?
Yeah, but it's not great.
Okay.
The back to Sarah, yeah, no, the background is not my work. It's an anime background.
I see. I see. Okay. Well, if you want to share your Instagram and have us go and look some of your artwork, that would also be great. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Excellent. Interesting. We learned something new about you. Let's continue with Lydia. Lydia. Oh yeah. Gifari also asked about you freelancing. You can answer him privately. Okay. What's that object, Lydia? It's is that a pen? Just a pen. That's it. All right. Go ahead, guys. What can you deduce? Fiona thinks you take notes every time you join the class. Interesting. Fiona thinks you like pink because the pen's color is pink. Makes sense. Logical. What about the others? What can you conclude from the pinky pen? Okay, pencil, like pencil does. Collecting pretty pens. Okay, so you're a pretty pens collector. That's a new kind of a hobby. Okay, that's very out of the box, yeah, from Gifari. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who gets it, Lydia?
I think the first one. Fioni.
Fioni.
Simple. I just taking a note every class.
Wow.
And this is pencil.
Oh, it's a pencil. All right.
Yes.
Wow. Fioni, you're a good detective. All right, let's move on to Nadif now. Nadif, let us learn about you from the object. Tissue. Okay. Tissue, simply tissue. What can we imply? What can we infer about Nadif from that? Oh, interesting deduction, Fioni. So you're having a flu with cough right now. You are sweating a lot. Little things. You easily sweat. Okay. Okay, how about the others? You're sick, based on Oka. Okay. Yeah. I know. Sick people need tissue. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, I have a different deduction. This is my deduction. I think you're a very clean person. Okay, what are you implying from that? Okay, you just ate some food before this class and you caught a flu based on theory. Okay, so all right, time's up. Which one of us is the best deduction?
Okay, maybe I will get sneezing while my cat coming in my bedroom. So maybe the close one is I don't know what the close one.
I think the
Random
closest one. I think the closest one is Anna. I think because the cat kind of made the place unclean, right? With the fur, the hair flying around. So I think Anna is the closest one. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right, Anna with another point there. And I think what do we have left? Agna and Atar. But yeah, let's make it fast. So go ahead, Agna. What's your object, buddy? Okay. All right. Are you a brand ambassador of that of that drink? Okay. What can you conclude, guys? Go. Okay, so that's your energy booster. It's hot there. I don't think it's hot because I see the air conditioner behind him. So, okay, you like to hydrate and things. Okay, okay, just go. Simply, you like the brand. All right. Okay, chemistry, Gifari. That's a very far deduction. Okay, which one of us is correct, Agna?
It's Robit.
Robit. Then what does Robit say there? Oh, energy booster. Interesting. Really? Can you? Is that an energy drink? I thought it's just like.
Nobody gives me like a motivation to study, even though it doesn't affect on as very much that physical exhaustion.
Wow, nice. Something new we learned. You should give it a try, guys. Try Pocari Sweat. All right, thank you. 1 point goes to Robin, then Atar, the last one, because we're running out of time. What's your object, Atar? What's this? That eye drop?
Yeah, it's actually an eye moisturizer.
Oh, okay. I have another deduction. Okay, let's wait for the others. 3, 2, 1, and the last point goes to.
I think no one get it right because it's actually updated, so I just leave it there.
Oh, okay. So what's the best information we can deduce?
I'm an untidy person.
Okay. Yeah. I like that because he just leaves random things on his desk. Okay. Okay, Anna, go ahead. Anna needs a toilet break. Okay, interesting. So yeah, that's just a little fun activity, guys, to introduce you to the concept of the strategy for this type. So again, what you need to do is to deduce, see the clue, see the object, so to speak, from the passage, and then make conclusion based on that to match with the option. All right. Now let's practice with this. This is the keyword. So it's asking about liquid water on Mars. So we still need to find keyword to help us locate the information. Okay. So yeah, go ahead. Try it out, guys. I'll give you 1 minute, 30 seconds. Find the information and then deduce and match it with the option. Write your answer in the chat box.
Mr. Ali, are we share our answer privately?
Yes, please. Privately, okay. Privately. So share your answers privately so that you can be more confident with your own answers. And time's up. Now, very good. So a lot of you answered Charlie here. Yeah, I think it's the most answered question. Sorry, the most picked choice in the options. Charlie. Okay. Now, before I tell you whether Charlie is right or not, let's analyze it together. And I want you to pay attention to the steps. The steps in answering the question. All right. So first, we pick the keyword liquid water. So the question is asking about liquid water on Mars, right? So that's the focus. And then we combine it with the keywords in the options to make it more specific, to be more clear about the information in the passage. And here the clue is for alpha. The clue is as large as. So it says that lakes on early Mars were likely as large as some oceans on Earth's surface today. Okay, so it talks about size now, and don't forget also the comparison with oceans on Earth's. So let's zoom in the paragraph. We're lucky that the paragraph is short enough. So let's try to find it. So here there's a clue about size. A fan-shaped network of channels and sediments where a reefer once flowed into a larger body of water. Okay. Then here's another one, large, suggesting that the data provide evidence for large open expanses of water on early Martian surface. Okay. That's not the information that says the comparison with Earth's surface, oceans. And then we have 3,000 kilometers over here, Hellas Basin, which measures across the floor. Unfortunately, there's no any information saying that the size of the lakes on Mars in the past were comparable to the size of oceans on Earth today. So we cannot conclude that. There's no information for us to conclude. There's no object shown by the paragraph. Therefore, alpha is wrong. Let's move on to D. Let's jump to D. So here, the point is about there has never been liquid water on Mars. So let's find that information. No liquid water on Mars. Here it says, some scientists speculate that Mars may have enjoyed an extended early period during which rivers, lakes, and perhaps oceans adorned its surface. In other words, some scientists predict that in the past, there were rivers, lakes, and oceans on Mars. So that is the opposite of the information here, which says never any water on Mars. Okay, so this is also wrong. Let's move on to Charlie. Now, a lot of you are tricked by this. It is true, based on the information that small-scale gullies on Mars provide evidence that liquid water existed on Mars. Yes, it is true, based on this information. But is it in the recent past? Recent past means not long time ago. Was there water on Mars not long time ago? No, it's long, long time ago in the early period of Mars, even before humankind existed. So that's why it's wrong. The correct one is bravo, because it says if there is any liquid water, which we haven't proven, we still speculate. If there is any liquid water on Mars now, it's only a little bit compared to the past in the early period of Mars. The answer is bravo. Okay, so yeah, you have to conclude based on the information you see. Any question about this? All right, let's continue with another practice. I'll give you another 1 minute, 30 seconds. This time, be careful and learn from your mistake from the previous question, okay? Share your answer privately. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay, this looks better. All of you answered the same. All of you chose the same answer. Okay, let me invite one of you to share their reason. Akna, perhaps. Akna, do you mind?
Okay, so I think that it is stated in the first part of the paragraph and almost last part of the paragraph, I think.
Which one in the last one?
All of this fits in with the differences in stomach contents with which we began.
Very good. Yes, excellent. You spot the two key parts in the paragraph that answer the question. So the first one, it says, the answer lies in two associated differences among the species, their digestive systems and their body sizes. So these two are the important factors. And the one that is mentioned in the option is only the paraphrase of digestive systems. What is the paraphrase or synonym? Stomach structure. And if you look at, and if you skim the passage, you will see that the words that are related to digestive systems are appearing multiple times throughout the paragraph. It's all about stomach, digestive system, difference in stomach. The answer is indeed bravo. Excellent, guys. Good job. Let's continue. Okay, now you can do this practice on your own on Mel. Okay, so this is taken from Mel. If you want to practice identifying, the best conclusion, you can do it. There's answer key with that on Mel as well. I want to save the time and go directly to answering this together. We will answer the first 3 questions together, and you can do number 4 until number 10 on your own as homework. All right, something to do on the weekend. So let's start with number 1. I'll give you 1 minute, 30 seconds. Share your answer privately in the chat box as usual. Go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guessing time, guys. You can also use this practice to practice guessing, because guessing also needs practice, we shouldn't just guess randomly. You need to guess after you eliminate options that seem incorrect. So practice doing that, even if you're just guessing. Okay, let's see. So we have, interesting. We have all of the options in the chat box. But this time I want to hear from Abbas. Why B?
Because it's mentioned that it's clear that humans and apes began diverging from one another approximately 14 million years ago.
Yep. So that means alpha is wrong because alpha is different, right? The information is different. It says they started to evolve around 14 million years ago. No, they started to diverge. They started to be different. Their evolution is different 14 million years ago. Not, Not that they start evolving. Okay. So that's the difference. You got tricked if you choose A. Now, Charlie, more research needs to be done on how these species diverge. Well, it says it is clear. If something is clear, does it mean you need to research it more? I don't think so, right? Because it's already clear, so you don't know what to research about. Okay, and then D says there are some controversial fossils that existed prior to Homo sapiens. Okay, so here, it's not the fossils, but it's the gap. Okay, the gaps are the ones that are controversial, not the fossils itself. So you got tricked by that. Be careful. The correct answer is B because it is the conclusion of the underlying part. So it says they began diverging. They began to be different 14 million years ago. That means they were the same before that, right? They came from the same ancestry. The answer is bravo. Good job for those who answered bravo. For those who didn't, please learn from the hindsight. Okay, number 2, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay. All right. 3 answers appear in the chat box from you guys, but I'd like to hear from Julian, perhaps. Maybe he's got a reason why he chose A. Julian, do you mind?
Okay.
I see the important highlight in gaps in the fossil. The quantum speaker has created some controversies regarding specific species of hominins that exist prior to Homo sapiens. One of this is Homo habilis. Homo habilis meaning handyman is found considered by many to be the earliest documented member of the genus Homo, the oldest fossil example dating back around 200 million years ago. So my answer is A.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. All right. But I think you forgot to mention about. Oh yeah, you did mention that about the controversy, right? So that's the keyword over there, right? If you choose alpha, because controversy means what is it? It means some people agree, some people disagree. So in other words, not all people, or in this case scientists, agree or believe that, right? And but before we go further with A, let's check B. It says it is the only human fossil found dating back over 2 million years ago. No, it doesn't say that. There are this is only one, right? Yeah, this is only one of the fossils they found dating back over 2 million years ago, I believe. But the information is not there, so we cannot conclude B confidently or surely. The answer is not B. And then C, the naming of was a source of controversy. No, it's not the name that the controversy. The controversy is the gaps. Remember, okay, the gaps. That there are some species, coming before Homo, genus Homo, right? So not Charlie. And then Delta Homo habilis is a species that lived no more than 2 million years ago. That is wrong because it says more than 2 million years ago, right? So yep, the answer is alpha, and that's the controversy. Not all scientists believe that the classification is correct for Homo habilis. The answer is A. All right, so that's it, guys. That's the inference question. You can continue answering this exercise on mail on your own to practice applying the strategy. It is this one over here. You can do it as homework. You have 1 week for the deadline. Yeah, because now we need to have the break, and after the break, we will cover the next type of question. All right, see you after 10 minutes. Go and refresh yourselves. Okay, let's get back to our lesson, everyone. Okay, I hope everybody's back from the break and has been recharged to fully absorb or grasp, the information about the next type. All right, and I see that most of you are back and with their cameras on. Good job. Let's continue. Now, the last type of question in the basic information and comprehension category is called the rhetorical purpose questions, guys. Okay, this is the fourth one. And what's the frequency of the type? 1 to 2 questions. In other words, you'll always find this question. How does it look like? Let me invite, as usual, one of you to read the example to familiarize with it. Lydia, could you help us?
Sure, sir. Okay. In paragraph 2, why does the author input the information that 105 tons of water flow through the Amazon River per second?
Thank you. So what does this question ask us to do? It's asking us to identify the reason, the purpose, why the author, the person who writes the passage, gives a particular information in a particular way or in a particular location or position in the text. Okay. It also sometimes asks us to identify how one paragraph, relates to the other paragraphs. Okay, but it's usually the first one. Okay, the reason why they give some information. For example, like this, guys. You see, this text is about Mars. It's about water on Mars. But in the paragraph 2 over here, there is a mention of Amazon River, which can seem slightly disconnected, right? Irrelevant, right? Why would a text talking about water on Mars talk about Amazon River, which is on Earth? So you need to know why this information is put in the passage. That's the goal of the question. And other than this phrasing, the question can come also in this form. So why does the author mention something? Why does the author compare something? And yeah, why does the author discuss something? So basically, yeah, same point. Yeah, different words, same point. So the strategy for this is, again, similar to the inference question. You have to draw conclusion. Still, you have to deduce. But this time, you need to look through the perspective of the author. You need to imagine you were the author and ask yourself, why did I talk about Amazon River here? What's my purpose? What's my goal? What do I want my reader to obtain, from that? So yeah, that's it. Now, let's practice. Imagine you were the author of this text. Why would you talk about 105 tons of water in Amazon River? I'll give you guys 1 minute, 30 seconds. Drop it in the chat box. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guessing time. Okay. So the majority of the answer is A. But I'd love to hear someone who has a different one. Atar goes with B. Atar, do you mind sharing your thought process when how you came up with B, please?
So it stated that judging from the width and depth of the channels, the flow rates must have been truly enormous. So perhaps I think I thought that it's a synonym of estimated, and yeah.
Okay, so you use this word as the focus using
Yes.
that. Okay. All right. Very good. That's a valid reasoning, Atar. But you need to clearly focus on the meaning of the word estimate. So estimate is a prediction, right? Okay. And it's something that sounded unsure. You know, you're not very sure about something when you estimate it. And here it sounded pretty clear from this phrase over here. Must have been truly enormous. So must have shows, you know, that you are being sure about something, not exactly estimating. Plus, this is talking more about how long ago the channels were formed, how long ago it was created. So there should be the focus should be on the time, right, on the period. But I don't see that this part where the keywords are, you know, put focus on the time. There's no emphasis on the time. Rather, the emphasis is more on this word, enormous, how enormous it is. And what is the paraphrase or restatement of enormous? Great size, right? So I hope that's clear, Atar, why B is not the best answer. Or do you have any question? Okay, so the answer to this is alpha because it focuses on how enormous it was. So it's an emphasis to the size of the water, the volume of the water in the channels indicated in the passage. All right. Okay. Okay. So I think it's not as difficult as, you know, negative factual question or the inference question. So it's relatively easier, right? Do you agree? What do you think, Nadif? What do you think, Nadif, about this type?
Yeah, maybe it's more easier than before.
I agree. I totally agree. So the challenge is only looking at the reason behind the author's perspective, right? So if you can identify that, it'll be fairly easy to answer this. All right, let's practice more. And by the way, this is how the steps to answer it. You choose a keyword, you find it in the paragraph, and then you skim, and then you match the answer with the option, looking through the perspective of the author. Let's practice once more. So be careful. Focus on the point and look through the perspective of the author. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Share it privately as usual. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Let's check your answer. Beautiful. I love seeing all of you answer almost the same one. So 99% goes with C. So let me invite one of the C proponents to explain. Who haven't I heard from tonight? Who haven't we heard from? Let's see. Gifari, could you please explain why C?
Because the text is, I think the text is talking about the difference between non-ruminant animal and ruminant animal. And to give the reader a familiar example of what non-ruminants and ruminants looks like, the author mentioned the example for non-ruminants and ruminants.
Okay.
The author used horse for non-ruminants and cow for ruminants.
Very good.
Because two animals are, I believe, the familiar one.
Excellent. Exactly. So yep, that's why. How does that sound for those who answer differently? Is it clear enough? Let me show you the steps. So first you locate the part where the information is to answer the question, and then you, of course, you scan, you find it here, and then you skim. You see that, imagine you were the author, so why would we write this in brackets like the non-ruminants, such as zebra, like horse, and then the ruminants, such as wild bees, poppy, gazelle, but these are probably not very familiar for most people, so they go with another example, which is cow, which is very familiar. And yeah, I think I'd do that because I want them to know what the difference is between non-ruminants and ruminants. So these are familiar examples of those types. Okay, excellent, well done. Okay, now this is a little practice, not a TOEFL question, just a little practice, how to identify the purpose of the author's statement or information in the passage. So let's do this together. Number 1, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Any volunteer? Okay, I see something in the chat box. Okay, Fiona, you think it's to give an example of a spice? Can you explain a little bit, Fiona?
Okay, I thought it was A because it says there are many types of pepper, and the author gives the one who is easily recognizable, which is provide an example.
Okay, that's almost correct, Fiona, if this is given right after the pepper. Okay, so if the location of this information is over here, let me write it here. If it's over here, then yes, that is an example of pepper. But it is located after Piper Nigrum. So it is more on that, I believe, right? Okay, let me see. There's some responses in the chat box. Okay, now what about okay, let's be clear. So what about Charlie? To contrast to spices, is it showing difference between spices? Okay, so no, it focuses on Piper Nigrum, right? So Piper Nigrum is a technical word. Not many people know that. That's why the author provide this clarification, right? So the answer is to clarify what is Piper Nigrum, and this is called reduced clause, guys. And the function of reduced clause is to clarify the noun before the clause. That's why the location is very important. If the location here, it clarifies the noun before that, which is pepper, but it's over here. So it's Piper Nigrum. All right, how about number 2, guys? What do you think? Okay, Julian thinks it's B for number 2. Nurul also thinks so. Let me hear from Julian. Julian, could you please?
Yeah, because we saw this word medicine.
So, yeah, medicine relates to health, right? Yeah, so it's a restatement. It's a synonym or paraphrase. Exactly. The answer is B. Good job. Let's continue practicing identifying that with number 3 now. Go, take your time and share your answer. Why would the author mention this underlined part? Okay, Anna, Nurul, Gifari, and Fiona answer A. Let me hear from Nurul this time. Nurul, why is it to emphasize pepper's usefulness in medicine?
Because the sentence say that in traditional Eastern medicine, they use it as a home remedy. So it's a kind of like swan medications, such as for treating the cold symptoms, such as the sore throat, cold, and
Very good. Exactly. Yep. Now, what's wrong with B though? Because B is pretty. I mean, it is debatable, right? B is pretty debatable here. Maybe because it's too general, isn't it? Right. Okay, it was once used, of course, but used for what, right? It's not specific enough. It's not clear enough. And A is a lot more, it's a lot justifiable, defendable. So the answer is alpha. How about number 4, guys? What do you think? Why are these 2 famous historical persons mentioned? Okay, we have 2 answers so far from Anna and Nurul. Let's wait for the others. Maybe they have a different thought. Interesting. Okay. Wow, C is popular. A lot of you answer C. Let me hear from Fiori. Why C, Fiori?
My answer is C because I think A and B, they weren't contrasting European explorers with Asian navigators for A. They didn't mention any Asian explorers. And for B, they were talking about any spice routes. So I was, so by elimination, I chose C.
Interesting. Okay, because I can also argue, Fiori, that there's no mention of age of this. What's that? It's blocked by the Zoom panel. There's no mention of age of discovery, right?
Oh, there was.
Oh, really? Where is it? Oh, there's
age
it.
of discovery.
Okay. Interesting. Other parts of the world have knowledge of these Eastern spices until the age of discovery. Conjuring another best. But does it explain the age of discovery though? Because what I feel, the focus is more on still about pepper, right? Or the Eastern spices. The focus is more on the spices, and it doesn't really expand or elaborate age of discovery and how it began in Europe. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is hard, Fiona. It is tricky. Okay, well, the answer actually is B, guys, but I'm looking for a way to, explain it so that it makes sense to you guys.
I think because
Yeah,
the spice route, I think because the spice route is so important to European, so the European countries contacted the best navigators.
That's right. Okay, so okay, yes, I think I think what I'm trying to say is almost like that. So the the European countries didn't know about spices until the Age of Discovery began. And in the Age of Discovery, there were 2 best navigators, namely Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus. And because spices were so important to them, they sent these 2 of their MVP, their best of the best, to look for it. So that emphasizes that the routes to get spice is so important to the European country. How does that sound, guys? I hope it makes sense. Yeah, that's right, Givari. But not necessarily, though. I think if you see the perspective of the author, because the author already tells you that the best navigators are these 2 people, right? So you don't need to know about it. You only need to know that they are the best. So why would you give your best to find something? Is it because that something is not important? Of course, because it's important, right? So
maybe we relate with the important topic about the spice too. Not only about the
Age of Discovery. Yes, that's what I was saying. Also, thank you, Nurul. Okay, go ahead, Abbas.
Maybe because your name itself is already really popular. Even for the person that don't really know about history, they know the name. At least.
That's right.
So the name itself could emphasize how big,
how important. Okay. Well, I hope that's from all of our explanation, it can be clear. But yeah, this is just a practice. Don't worry. All right, the last one. Go ahead, guys. Look through the perspective of the author. Okay, let's see what we've got here from the chat box. We have A, C, only A and C. And yes, I agree. These two are the potential ones, and B is obviously wrong because it talks about something short-lived, meaning something that ended fast, and it didn't end fast, right? Because this lasted for a millennium and a half to come. So I think even up to today, did you know that the spice trade route by the Romans are still used until today for a lot of transportation, routes through the ocean? All right, so let's see. Is it A or C? Let's hear from a proponent first. I want to hear from Julian. Wait a minute, I think
my answer, not C, but A, because in C, we saw spicy, but in the context, we didn't see.
That's right. And that's the context, right? Yeah. That's the context. It shifted the focus from spice into the route, the trade route. So the focus is on the trade route here, not on the spice. Makes sense. And let's hear from the proponent of C first before we lock it on A. And one of the ones who answered C is, okay, Nurul answered both C and A. Which one exactly, Nurul? Okay. Fioni, perhaps. Fioni, what made you choose C?
I thought because a millennium and a half to come is a benefit, so they are all there.
I see. But then the question here, does it say that the trade route is used only for spice trading?
That's what I missed.
Okay, good. Well, at least the point is you realize that. So yeah, the focus has changed here. It's not about spice anymore, but it's on the trade route. The answer is alpha. Okay, I think you're ready for the real TOEFL style question, and this time I want you to do it in groups. Let's see if you can do it in groups well, okay? I'll put you in breakout rooms with your groups. I want you to answer the exercise on Mel, and then I want you to submit it together after 15 minutes. And then get back to the main room. Tell me how many correct answers you guys got from 10 as a group. So we're not going to discuss it. We'll see the outcome if you do it as a team, okay? You have 15 minutes. And this is the exercise in case you're wondering which one on Mel. This one, identifying rhetorical purpose. Okay, clear enough? Okay, I hope that's clear enough. Now get ready to get into your breakout room. You have 15 minutes. Apply the strategies together. And let me know how many correct answers you got as a team. Okay. Welcome back to the main room, everyone. I hope you guys are ready to share how many correct answers you got out of 10. So go ahead, drop it in the chat box. Tell me how many correct answers you got from your group's answers. And of course, you need to submit your answers to see that first. So go ahead and submit it. 6 out of 10 of us. Okay. Okay, not as easy as it seems. What's the challenge of us?
I usually cannot comprehend 100%.
Okay. You need more focus, then, more concentration.
Sometimes I just think differently compared to others.
Okay.
Really.
All right. Well, that's fine as long as the end goal is achieved, which is getting the right answer. Whatever the way, doesn't matter. The result is, right? Okay, and then Givari group, 8 out of 10. Good job. That's a good start. So is with Oka's group, 7 out of 10. What about the other groups? We have 6 groups earlier. So Agnes group, 8. Good job. Okay, but yeah, I think that's almost all the groups, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, well, looks like 8 out of 10 is the highest we can get for the first attempt. So please do the other 2 attempts if to get to the 100% correct, and also to see the explanation of the right and the wrong answers. Okay, so you have 3 attempts to do that. You can do the 2 attempts individually, and you can learn from the feedback on Mel. And of course, to practice the strategies as well. All right, and that would be all for our class today. Now, tomorrow, we're going to wrap up all of the strategies for the reading. And then after tomorrow, the next meeting, we will have a post-test. You will take a test for the reading section completely, so you can see we can get a prediction of your reading score after you learn the strategies. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep it up. and have a good evening. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. See ya. Hello, Abbas. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this lovely Saturday morning?
Maybe lovely, but in my point of view, it's not that
Oh, really?
fine.
Is it
Because
cloudy?
no, the video is fine. It's
Oh.
actually pretty good, but yeah,
Okay, not so. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
it's different case.
I see. I see. But so that means you don't have any like special plan for today after the class.
Actually, I have.
Okay.
After the class, maybe
Mhm.
after 1 hour,
Mhm.
I have a schedule, not really schedule, with my friend to talk about something.
So does that mean you'll excuse yourself from the class later after 1 hour?
Oh, not really, not really. I mean, after the class, then
oh.
I have to wait 1 hour. Then
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, well, good luck with that. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's it can what's the word? Gives benefit. Yeah. Again, hello everyone else. We have Farhan, Iza, and Afrida. Welcome to the class, guys. How are you this morning? Everything's good.
fine, Mr. Ali.
Okay, nice to hear that. What about Farhan and Afrida?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, great. Nice to hear that. I hope you guys are ready for the last reading discussion. Okay, so as I mentioned before, today is the last meeting for the reading section. Okay, so in the next meeting, you guys will have the progress test for reading. Okay, so you will do a complete reading section test, and then we'll count your score, and we'll compare how it is with your pre-test. Okay, so we can see your progress, and we can also learn from the report what becomes your challenges, so that we can focus on the follow-up actions that you should do on your own. Because we're not going to be talking about reading anymore. We have to move on. Okay, we have to move on. All right, so yeah, I think there's plenty of you guys now, so we can start. You guys ready to start? Give me some reaction. Okay, thank you, Abbas. Okay, all right, let's kick it off. And the last pair of question, we'll start with what's called the prose summary question, guys. Okay, so that's the name. They call it prose summary question. And this is one of the question types in the category of reading to learn questions. So that's what they call it, reading to learn questions, meaning the skill to get information, to get the main ideas of passage, especially academic passage. And there are two types here, the prose summary and fill in the table. And we're starting with prose summary. And as you can see, guys, you will always get one of these two questions in one passage. Okay, so from one text, which consists of 10 questions, there is always one prose summary or fill in the table. So they are interchangeable. Okay, interchangeable means if you get prose summary, you don't get fill in the table, and vice versa. So there's always one of each of this. Now, how does it look like? There you go. Okay, so the question is long. I'm not going to ask you to read it because it's really tiring. Instead, I want you to focus on the characteristic of the question. So if you can see, there are always 6 boxes or squares that you will see for this question. And it's always in the end. It's always number 10. Okay, you will always get it in the end, number 10. And the question always asks you to click on 3 answers. So you have to choose 3 from the 6 options. Now, what are the 3 things they want you to choose? Look at, I think it's somewhere here. Okay, here it is. 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. So click on 3 answers that become the most important ideas in the passage. Now, be careful. Important ideas are not always main ideas. Okay, so do not think that, okay, I only need to find the main ideas. Sometimes the important one is a small detail, but it's so important that it's, you have to choose it, right? Like that. And then they will give you an introductory sentence, always in the beginning. So like this bold sentence, that's an introductory sentence. And this can give you a clue of the 3 important points. Okay. Yeah, let's read the other parts of the question. So some sentences do not belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented or minor ideas. So those are the that is a very important point. We'll talk about it later. All right. And about the points or the scoring, this question is worth 2 points, guys. So if you answer it correctly, 3 of the correct answers, you get how many points? You get 2 points. Now here's the good news. If you can only answer 2 correctly, you will still get a point. 1 point for 2 correct choices. But if you only identify 1 of the correct answers, you don't get any point. So that's the scoring of this type. Okay, now let's see the description over here. So this question wants you to understand and recognize the main and important ideas in the passage. So you need to select the main ideas or the major or important ideas in the passage by differentiating them with minor ideas or ideas that are not in the passage. So as you can see, there are 2 types of wrong answers for this question. The first type is minor ideas. Minor ideas means unimportant. An idea that is not important, or it's a, what's the word? It's an extension of the main idea. Okay. For example, in the important idea, money is important. That's the important idea. Okay, for an example, money is important. The minor idea is you can buy luxurious thing with money. That's minor. That's an example of minor idea as an extension of a more important idea. And the second type of wrong answer is the information or ideas that are not in the passage. So you will get one of the answers that has information that is not from the passage. Be careful with that. Okay? All right. Okay, and the phrasing is always like this. The phrasing is always like this. Okay, is that clear enough about the characteristic of the question, guys? Any questions? All right. Okay, there's no, oh yeah, there's something in the chat box. Oh yeah, that's right. I think he must forgot that his microphone is on. Okay, so if it's clear, then now let's see the strategy, guys. So here's the key strategy. You need to remember that you need to be careful with ideas that are not in the passage and minor points or minor ideas. So if you want to do the elimination strategy, you need to first eliminate ideas or points that look minor, look small, look unimportant. And usually minor points are like examples. Examples are always minor. And something that is too specific. Okay, an example and something too specific is always a minor point. Okay, so eliminate those minor points. And also be careful with an idea that is too broad, too general. Okay, but this is rare. This kind of distractor is rare. You rarely find it. But still, you need to keep that in mind. You need to anticipate in case you get this trap. Okay, distractor. Okay, and here's another general strategy. So remember, this question is always in the end. It's always in number 10. So before you get this question, you will see question number 1 until number 9. Now, when you answer the questions number 1 until number 9, you need to start thinking about the key important ideas from the passage. Okay, so that when you get to number 10, you don't need to read the text anymore. Okay, you have the ideas about the key information from the passage, so that it will save you time. All right. Okay, any questions about the strategy before we practice it? Okay, now let's practice it. All right. This question is taken from the TOEFL practice test from ETS. There's the link. So if you want to read it, if you want to skim it, go ahead. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Try to skim this text over here, the first one. Okay. Yeah. So skim the text for 2 minutes and try to think of the 3 important ideas, the 3 information that stands out, that becomes the focus of the text, and then compare it with the answers. 2 minutes. Go. All right, guys. Now, don't worry if you are not sure with the answers yet, because the time is not enough. And also, that's not the strategy. You don't go to this question directly, okay? When you answer this question in real test, don't go to this question directly. Answer number 1 until number 9 first. And when you do that, start thinking about the key ideas. Now, I'm not sure if you have read this practice test by ETS or not, but I have. And there are 3 key points from the text, okay? Now, before we analyze the correct answers, let's try to eliminate. So remember, elimination is a very good strategy. Let's find the wrong answers first before we identify the right one. And remember, the wrong answers are minor points, small points, not important, an example, and where is it? It's not here, but information that is not in the passage. Okay, so there are two kinds of wrong answers. Minor, not important. Unpresented, not given. What are they? If you read the text, the first one is not given. There's no information saying that Africans didn't borrow from other regions. Didn't borrow crops. Yeah, crops means the plants. Plus, it's not the focus. It's not important in the main idea or main topic. And the main topic is over here. You see, it's about agriculture and iron. Okay, so not the first one. Second, the harshness of the African climate meant that the agriculture could not develop until after the introduction of iron tools. There is no information for this as well. So this is unpresented. Next one, the use of livestock improved transportation and trade and allowed for new forms of political control. Yes, there is a discussion of livestock. Livestock is animals that you breed, that you grow. Okay, and for example, camels, right? Camels is an example of the livestock, and it's very important in the passage because this livestock has a very crucial role in the development of agriculture and iron working in Africa. So this is one of the key ideas. Now, what about the fourth one? Here it says the camel gained in importance now. Is that the point, or is it just an example? It's only example, right? Example of livestock. So it's minor. Okay, it's a minor point, only an example. Now, what about the fifth one? The spread of iron working had far-reaching effects on social, economic, and political organization in Africa. Do you remember when we answered the question about social effects of metal technology in Africa? Yeah, this is important in the passage. Okay, so that's one of the key points from the passage. The iron working in Africa impacted a lot of aspects, including social, economic, and political organizations. And finally, okay, this is the most difficult one because this is only given in the last paragraph, but it is one of the key ideas. The answer is third, fifth, and sixth. Okay. Any questions?
I want to ask.
Yes, go ahead, Abbas.
How do we differentiate between detailed information and detailed information that's actually important? I mean, differentiate between example and important detailed information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great question. Now, how to identify that is from this kind of word. Okay, so detailed or minor or only example point usually use only a specific item or object, like camel here. So camel is a specific example of livestock, right? So you can see that camel is not the only livestock that's there is, right? There are many kinds of livestock. So from that you can conclude, oh, this is minor because no way you see the title, right, or the summary here. There is no any camel mentioned there. No way that's an important point, right? Why would the author write so long just because of camel, while the topic is mainly about agriculture and iron? So that's one way to differentiate it or to identify it. Does that help, Abbas?
I mean, I want to compare it with the last option,
Okay.
speaking, because I feel like that option feels really detailed and
Yeah.
actually important, but sometimes we don't really
pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Let's take a look at the text once again and focus on the paragraph that talks about Bantu people. All right. Okay. Let me clear up the markings first. So here again, Bantu people is covered in the last paragraph, right? And it says the diffusion of agriculture and later environment was caused by a great movement of people. So you see, the first sentence in this last paragraph focuses on the people. Okay, a great movement of people. Now, if you see this paragraph, it's all talking about these Bantu people and how the Bantu people spread, throughout the world and carrying the metal technology knowledge from their ancestors. So by looking at this paragraph, you can say that, okay, the author includes this paragraph for a reason, right? There has to be key information from this. And from the option, we can see that over here, from the options, you can see that there's only one that talks about people, only the last one, right? Now, if you see the other paragraphs, like paragraph, what paragraph is this? Hold on. Okay, okay, for example, this, paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. They both are talking about, okay, they are different focus, by the way. Yeah, in fact, they are different focus. This one is about livestock. This one is about the origin and how the iron, spread. Okay, this is about the technological shift, the difference between America and Africa, and this one is about the Bantu people. So another strategy you can use is by looking at each paragraph, Abbas, and then from each paragraph, try to think of the point. What's the point of paragraph 1? The point of paragraph 2? Point of paragraph 3? Now, the options will not have all of them because you need only to choose 3. So make sure that the ideas from each of the paragraph are present there. Find it there. And this is the one from the last paragraph. You cannot find from the other paragraphs that are not covered in the wrong options. The first, second, and fourth are just minor or missing information. We can only find the ideas from the paragraph in the third, fifth, and sixth choices. Okay? So match it with the focus of the paragraph. And last paragraph is usually important, right? Because it's like the ending. So make sure that the last paragraph's information is there. Again, you have to read and really understand the whole passage to answer this, guys. So there's no like shortcuts, like instant shortcuts, like triple S. There's no strategy like that for this. You have to really understand. So follow this strategy, especially this one. Okay, now to give you a better idea about the characteristic of this question, I want to do some activity, some interactive activity with you guys. I will put you in breakout rooms with your group or with a friend, and then with your friends in your breakout rooms, I want you to choose one of your favorite stories. So choose one of your favorite stories from a movie or from books, novels, manga, K-drama, whatever. Choose one of the story. And then with your group, I want you to make 6 sentences. And these 6 sentences are 3 main plots or main points from the story, 2 minor plots or minor stories in the movie or novel or whatever, and 1 unpresented or false part. Okay, and then after you make it, be ready to share it in the chat box in the main room. So we'll go back to the main room, and then I'd like you guys to share the 6 sentences in the chat box. Now, the other groups will guess the 3 key plots from your 6 sentences. Okay, all right. Here's an example. For example, the story is about Romeo and Juliet, and the 6 plots are: number 1, two lovers from 2 fighting families are in love. Secondly, the Romeo climbed up to Juliet's room to express his love. The third, they killed themselves in the end for love. Which from these 3 is the minor plot? 1, they fall in love. 2, Romeo climbed Juliet's room to express his love. Or 3, they killed themselves for love. Which one? 1, 2, 3, the minor plot. It's the second one. So that's an example. Okay, so I'll give you guys 15 minutes. Come up with 6 plots of your favorite story with your friend. 3 is the main plot, 2 is the minor plot, and 1 is the false plot or false story. After that, we will guess each other's 3 key plots. I hope that's clear enough. Get ready to make the sentences with your group. If you have any question, you can summon me into your breakout room, okay, so I can explain more. I'll give you 15 minutes for this. Have fun. Hello, Nadif. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Okay, take a look at the instruction on the screen. And then after that, get ready to join your group in the breakout room. Okay. Your friends will tell you what we are doing, so don't worry. All right?
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right, so welcome back, and I hope you guys are ready with your 6 plots. If you didn't have enough time to come up with 6 plots, it's fine. So if you only have 4, that's fine, but tell us. Let us know that there are 3 plots, 3 main plots, and 1 minor plot, for example. Okay, so we can guess accordingly. We can answer accordingly. Okay, let's start with group 1. We have Agna, Atar, Eza, and Farhan. Tell us what the story is, and then paste the sentence plots in the chat box for us to guess. Who would like to be the spokesperson of group 1? Okay, so there it is. So as you can see, their story is Naruto. I hope you guys are familiar with that, and it's a pretty famous manga. So Naruto, and these are the points, guys. The first one, Naruto was born an orphan. Naruto strived hard. Second, Naruto strived hard to reach his main goal, to be a Hokage. Third point, Naruto saved the village from Akatsuki. Fourth point, Iruka is Naruto's personal teacher who takes care of him. The 5th point, Minato was the 4th leader of Akatsuki. So which from these 5 plots or 5 information about the story is the key plots? You can go with number. Agna forgot to put numbers in each of the sentence, but yeah, you can use that. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Go ahead. Write your answer. Okay, Abbas. All right, thank you. How about the others? What are the 3 key plots of the story? Key points, key information, key ideas. You can answer privately, by the way. What are the 3 key plots? Go ahead. Don't be shy. Okay, Fiori has also answered. Gifari, that's only 2, Gifari. There are 3 key plots from that summary. Okay. You know what? For this, I think you need to share it to everyone so that the group 1 can see it, so that they can tell you if you are correct or not. So go ahead, share it to everyone. Okay, so that's Abba's answer. And Fiori answered also the same. She sent it to me privately. 1, 2, 3. Farhan thinks it's 1, 3, 4. Okay. Let's see who gets 2 points. So this is like exactly the pro summary question, guys, but it's in a simpler, less academic version, yeah, because Naruto, of course, it's not an academic material. Okay, how about the others? You want to try, guys? Go ahead. What are the 3 key plots of Naruto's story? You have 10 seconds left. Come on. And time's up. Oh yeah, Sarah also answered, but privately with 1, 2, 3. So Agna and his team, what's the correct one? Tell us. Yep, that's right. So Sarah, Abbas, Gifari, Fiori, good job. But I think Agna forgot to shuffle them, right, Agna? You forgot to unorganize the order. Okay, but regardless, good job for those who could identify. Okay, now let's move on to group 2. We have Afrida, Julian, Nurul, and Sarah. Go ahead. Share the plots. Share the summary, please. think they went with, oh no, it's different group. Bawang Merah, Bawang Putih. Yeah. There's a group that talks about that. Okay, group 2. Okay. All right. Okay, so there it is. So it's about the anecdote, rabbit and the turtle who are racing in the story, I think. Yeah. So go ahead, guys. Which of the 6 plots in the story, the key points, the 3 key points? Okay. Oh yeah, Anna, welcome to the class. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, we're just doing some fun practice for this type of question. You can join us. So from the 6 sentences, which are the main plots of the anecdote of Rabbit and the Turtle? Okay, all right. Okay, if you only think it's 4, 5, and 6, those are the key plots, key stories in the anecdote. How about the others? Okay. 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 Okay, ours goes differently with 1 to 4. Interesting. Okay. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Group 2. Which are the 3 key plots or key points of the story, key ideas from the story? Yeah, right. So go ahead. Let us know. What do you think are the 3 key ideas from the story? Okay, group 2. Don't leave us hanging. Group 2, are you there? Afrida, Julian, Nurul, Sarah. Okay, Julian, go ahead, Julian, and represent your group to tell us the answer. 1 to 4. Interesting. Let's see. Rabbit is capable of running fast. Okay, that story, Rabbit is capable. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of an important idea in the story. Rabbit is a fast runner. And then Turtle is slow, right? And the key point of that story is that the turtle can beat the rabbit because the rabbit underestimates the turtle. That's like the moral behind the story, right? But I think number 5 is also important. Like if you do something constantly, although it's slow, you can gain success, right? And finally, the turtle win the competition. Okay, well, but they made the sentences. They have the prerogative to decide what's right or not. So good job for those who answer 1 to 4. Moving on to group 3. Abbas, Dimas, and Piori. Go ahead. Share the plots of your story in the chat box. Okay, so it's about was it about a K-drama or a manga? I forgot. I think it was a K-drama, right? Was it? Anime, yeah, anime. Okay, so it's about an anime, guys. The title is Your Name. So go ahead. If you don't know this, just use your logic and see from the 6 sentences which seem to be important plots in a movie, in an anime. Okay, go. Wow, Julian, so fast. Anna as well. You can share it to everyone, Anna, so that the group 3 can see your answer. Okay, so far we have 2, 5, 6 with Julian slightly different. 1 being his answer, but let me read. It's what's that? Don't worry, Miss Taki are in the different timelines. High school student in Tokyo. Taki works part-time in a restaurant in Tokyo. Taki Miss switch bodies in Toronto. Miss Taki in love. Ooh, that sounds like an interesting story there. Okay, I'll Google it later and check it out. Oh, it's a legend? Really, Asana? How come I never heard of it? But then, yeah, I have a different, different kind of show. Okay, I think that's plenty of answers. So go ahead. Group 3, which one of us got it right? 2, 5, 6, guys. So the key stories from that anime is that Mitsuha and Taki, so it's about two persons who live in different timelines. Taki works as a 2, 4, what was it? 2, 5, okay, 5. Taki and Mitsuha switch bodies involuntarily. Wow, interesting. And then they both fell in love. Nice. Okay, so last one, group 4. Go ahead, group 4. Share your story, please. And in group 4, we have Gifari, Lydia, Nadiv, and Robit. I remember the story. It's about Bawang Merah, Bawang Putih, yeah? A very local story. So we can reminisce to our days of learning about it in our elementary school, perhaps. Yeah, I think I learned about it in elementary school. I forgot the subject of the class. Was it about culture? Forgot. But yeah, there's the summary, guys. Which points from the summary are the 3 key plots? Go. Okay, interesting. The family economy becomes worse after the father died. Her mother's getting more angry because Bawang Putih lost her mom's favorite scarf in the river. Bawang Putih managed to get the scarf back and get a gift. Bawang Putih killed. Oh, really? Was that the ending? She was killed by her mother? Wow. Oh, wait a minute. It might be false. Okay, but yeah, regardless, Fiori answered 1, 2, 3 being the main plots. How about the others? Okay, Anna goes with 1, 4, 5. Interesting. And Alfreda agrees with that. Yeah, Theory, I think number 2 seems to a little bit unimportant, like not that significant, right? In the construction of the story. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, what about the others? Go ahead. Let's try it out. Okay, 1 for 5 is the popular one, it seems. And we have a different combination from EZA. 1 to 4. 1 for 5. Yeah, I think losing scarf in the river is also like not that significant, right? Significant, right? So like not that significant, right? Like it's only like a small part in the story. Okay, Abbas goes with 135. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Group 4. Which one is correct? Okay, go ahead. Gifari, Lydia, Nadif, Robit. Which are the 3 key plots? In your opinion, yeah, based on your group's discussion. Yeah. Okay, I see that. I kind of saw that just now. Like maybe because of the death. By the way, I'm talking to Fiore because she private chat me. Maybe the death of the father became a turning point, right? Which make it significant. All right, but that's the answer from the group that made the story, guys. I mean, that summarized the story. It's 1, 4, 5. Now, I want to argue about number 4. Why is that significant? Go ahead, group 4. What's so important about this scarf?
I think if the scarf not lost,
Okay,
sih lagunya tuh nggak dapat gitu.
Oh, so it's like the what do you call it? Like the climax of the story.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I forgot about the story. So interesting. Okay. Yeah. In that case, I think it's more significant than the father's death. Fiore, do you agree? Okay. So if we have to choose 3, then that's it. Yes, good example of false information. Number 6, guys. Bawang Putih was killed by her mother. So that's a false information. So you see, that is how they make the questions. Okay, that is how they make the prose summary questions. And to answer it, well, do the same, like what you did when you guess your friend's 3 plots. Okay, now let's back practice with a real TOEFL question. I'll give you guys 3 minutes for this. Here is the text. The text is in the chat box. Click the link, and you can see the text, and then answer the question in 3 minutes. Don't forget to apply the strategies. One last minute, everyone. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guessing time. Go, go, go. Try your luck. Okay. And excellent. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 answers in the chat box, and all of them are correct. So from the text, we see that A is false. It's false information. Okay. And Charlie is a minor piece of information. Okay. So it is in the passage, but it's not significant. And F is also false because yeah, it's different from the information in the text. In the text, it identifies how the patterns of their migration. So the correct one is B, D, E. Not as hard as it seems, right? If you catch the points of the story, so to speak, just like the activity earlier. All right. Okay. Now for practice, you can do this one after the class during the weekend to fill your free time. Okay. So that's the practice. Make sure you do it. You have 1 week for the deadline. Now let's take the break before we go to the last one in the reading section. Go ahead. Take your break. Refresh yourself. Okay, welcome back from the break, everyone. Let's see who's back. We have Anna, Fiori, Abbas. Okay, great. How about the others? Show me some reaction. Okay, Agnes there. Okay, Ezra, Julian, Sarah, Lydia. All right, I think most of you are back. We can continue with the last type of question in the reading. It's called the fill in a table questions, and this is the last one in the reading to learn question category. Okay, Nurul, welcome back. So this is the last one, guys, and remember, this is interchangeable with pro summary, which means if you get pro summary, you don't get fill in a table, and vice versa. If you get fill in a table, you don't get pro summary. Now, speaking about frequency, fill in a table is not as frequent as pro summary. So I can say 80% of the time you will get pro summary, but still you need to be ready for, when the time you get the fill in a table type. And how does it look like? There it is. And I think it's short enough for one of us to read to help us familiarize. So Isa, could you help us, please? Read the directions.
Sorry, where is the text?
Yeah, could you help us read the directions of the question so we can familiarize with the question?
Three of the answer choices below are used in the passage to illustrate constructive process, and two are used to illustrate destructive process. Complete the table by matching appropriate answer choices to the process they are used to illustrate. This question is worth 2 points.
Yep, thank you. So that's fill in a table question, guys. It's pretty clear from the name, that what you need to do is to complete a table. So you get some choices, and when you, in the real test, you'll be able to click and match with the table. And so, and in terms of points, this question is always worth more than 1. Sometimes even more than 2. You can get a question fill in a table with 3 points. But if it's more than 2 points, there will be more options. So the more options, the more points it will give. Okay, the direction is always like that. Now, what's the unique thing about this type? This is the most time consuming. This is the question that will take you the longest to answer, because to answer this, you need to check all of the options one by one. And in this case, for example, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th information to check, meaning it's like answering 7 questions, right? That's why it's worth more than 1 point, because it will take more time. Now, to answer it, however, is pretty simple. Remember the triple S. That is still the best strategy to answer this. So you choose a keyword from option A, you scan it in the passage, you check it, and then you match it with the table. And then you continue with B, and then C, and then D, and so on. Now, what you need to be careful with is, of course, restatement, as with the other question. So the answer will not be given in the same words in the passage. Okay, so you need to anticipate different words for the information here. Plus, a very important trick, it's difficult sometimes to keep track of which one we have checked and which one that, that we have, identified. So to help you keep track of the options that you have checked, use your note paper, your scratch paper in the test. Because you cannot mark the options on the computer screen, right? You cannot put your pencil on the screen and scratch A, B, C after you check it. So use your scratch paper. On your scratch paper, write A, B, C, D until G. As you eliminate them one by one, you scratch the options to help you remember which one you have checked or which one that you have found in the passage. All right. So let's start applying it. Let's practice applying the strategy. So triple S, all of the options. And here is the text. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. So I'll give you guys 4 minutes for this. 4 minutes. Triple S and answer the question. Start from now. Classify this information into the correct classification. Is it constructive process or is it destructive process? Oh, that's very fast, Fiore. Let's wait for the others and check the answers together. Well done, Anna. Good timing. Okay, Nadif, pay attention to the number of the choices you need to put in the table. There are only five points that you need to choose. 3 in the constructive and 2 in the destructive. It's fine. It's my bad. I should have highlighted that in the previous slide. So go ahead. Adjust your answer. One minute left, guys. 1 minute left. And time's up. Time's up. Let's check your answer. So a lot of you answered AEF being constructive. Oh, not sorry. Yeah, AEF is the most popular one. And then the destructive is CG. Okay, let's see. Let's check if that's the right one. So remember, the strategy is triple S for each of the options. Let's start with A. What's the... Oh, yeah, by the way, before we go and check the options, we need to know what is constructive and destructive process. So let's scan for this information, the definition of constructive and destructive process. Where do you find the definition? Okay, so the definition is over here, right? So there are 2 principal influences that shape the terrain, constructive and destructive. Constructive is like uplift, so from flat ground into a higher elevation ground. So like a, I don't know, like a mountain perhaps, or a hill, right? Okay, which creates new features. So it creates, yeah, constructive process creates something. That's the definition. And then destructive process, on the other hand, erodes something, which wears it away, make it disappear. In other words, to destroy, right? So that's the meaning. So let's go and scan A until G one by one. Starting with A, the keyword would be crustal plates, right? Collision. So where do we find collision? Here we see some mountains were formed as a result of these plates crashing into each other. Crashing into each other is a synonym of collision. So A is constructive. Yeah, A is constructive process. Sorry. Yeah, constructive because it forms, right? It creates. So constructive process A, we check that. So on our scratch note, we scratch A. We have checked it. Now let's go with B, separation of continents. So the keyword is probably continents. Where do you find continents? We find it here. So let's skim the information. About 400 million years ago, when the present-day continents of North America were joined, the colonial chain was the same size. It's neither a constructive nor a destructive force. It's just an information about, about the continents, 400 million years ago. So not either of the processes. Let's go with Charlie. The keyword will be wind. Where do we find wind? Somewhere over here. There is the mention of wind. There it is. In dry areas, the wind is the principal agent of erosion. Remember, erosion, destructive. So it is a destructive process. Now, continuing with D, formation of grass roots in soil. So grass roots in soil. Roots. The roots of grasses and other small plants may help to hold loose soil from its thereby helping to prevent erosion. It prevents destruction or destructive force, but it's not constructive process by itself. So it's not any of the process, unfortunately, guys. Okay. A lot of you answered D in one of the processes, while it's not. Okay. It prevents destructive force, erosion, but it's not a constructive process. So D is the distractor. Let's continue with earthquakes. Where do we find earthquakes? It's somewhere here. Some mountains were formed as a result of, hold on. Sorry, not that one, this one. Other mountains may be raised by earthquakes. It raises mountains, so it's constructive. E is one of the constructive processes. And then volcanic activity. Let's scan. Where do we find it? It's over here. Mountain may be formed as a result of volcanic activity. So yes, it's a constructive process. So we have A, E, and F as the constructive process. Are you correct? Abbas is correct. Anna is correct. Good job. Fiore is also correct. Well done. All right. And then the last one, weather processes. Weather. Where do we find weather? It's over here. The weather. The weather in its many forms is the main agent of erosion, destructive forces. It's one of the answer in destructive process. So we have AEF, G, and C. Yeah? AEF, GC. That's the answer. Let me try to write it down. Okay. Do you guys have any question about that?
why this separation of continent is not constructive process.
Okay, good. So let's see the information over here. So here there is no description, Gifari, that it creates or forms something, nor it explains that it erodes or destroy or wears away something. It's only an information about the continents of North America and Europe joining, right? Unless you see any indication of the processes. You see, it's only information, right? Like about 400 million years ago, when the present-day continents were joined, the Caledonian Mountain chains was the same size as the Himalayas. So it's only information about the size. There's no process there. Is that clear enough, Givari? All right, but yeah, you can see how time-consuming it is because you have to check them all one by one. Different from prose summary. Prose summary, you can use your feelings, you can use your logic, which one seems significant in the text. This one, you have to specifically look for the information and match it with the table. Okay. I hope that's clear enough, because now I want you to practice answering this as the last practice for the reading section. So go to your mail and do the last exercise. And all of the texts in this question exercise are the ones that we have discussed before. The one about sonar, the one about human body, there's also about the genus Homo, the hominin, and so on. So I hope you can do it faster because you don't have to read from scratch. So for this, I'll give you guys 10 minutes. Just try to answer maybe. Let's see, there are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there are 5 questions. Thank you, Julian. There are 5 questions there. So because of the time limitation, we can just focus on the first 3. So focus on the first 3 questions, 1 until 3, and we'll check it after 10 minutes. Okay, so go ahead. Apply the strategy. Okay. All right, that's enough, guys. So we have 5 minutes left. And let's see how many of the 5 questions you could answer within that time. It's almost 10 minutes, by the way. Go ahead. Feel free to share. Open your mic and share. Abbas, how many could you answer within the 10 minutes?
I just answered number 1, and I'm in the process to answer number 2.
Okay, so you see how time-consuming it is?
Yes.
Very time-consuming. Givari could only answer 1. Okay. All right. So what can we learn from this? We can learn that when we get the fill in a table question in the real test, make sure that you have prepared enough time to tackle it. We almost spent 10 minutes and we could only answer 1. I'm pretty sure mostly 1. Anna could go with 3. Excellent, Anna. Great concentration. But yeah, still, it is very time-consuming, even if you could answer 3. So try to answer the easier questions faster so that you can spend more time for this. And practice your triple S strategy as much as you can. The faster you can triple S, the faster you can answer the question. Okay. And yeah, so you can continue this at home and submit the assignment when you have the time. Because I want to use the last 3 minutes to sort of wrap up the reading section with you guys. So we have covered the 10 questions types in the reading in the reading section. So what you need to do next is to keep practicing using the materials on mail. Plus, I think I promised one of you who asked for additional material to practice with. I forgot who it was, but I have uploaded extra materials for you. I will share the Google Drive for that. Hold on. So in this Drive folder, you can find additional material, plus the handouts of the meeting, of the presentation, of the PPT that we have covered so far. I'll give you the link shortly in the chat box. Hold on, let me copy it. Okay, so that's the link. Make sure you save it, bookmark it, and then try to download the materials inside when you have the time. So in that handout folder, you can find additional resources, including a official TOEFL IBT software. So this will give you the picture of the real test. Yeah? And there are, I think, 5 sample tests inside that you can practice with. There's also the Longman preparation course book that we will need, especially for the writing part. Yeah, we'll discuss this in writing later. You can see the reading handouts in the reading section folder. You'll see the PDF of the slides of the PowerPoint that I used in the past. So make sure you save them. Save the link. And that's the end of the reading section discussion, guys. It's a wrap. So well done. You made it through the reading section. Okay, now before you leave, I'd like you to spend 3 minutes to complete the weekly feedback form. So yeah, please complete it before you leave, okay? Before we end the session. And the link is in the chat box. And as usual, feel free to share your suggestions, your comments, feedback about what we can improve in our class. I really like the feedbacks from the previous week. Yeah, last week, I got a lot of good feedbacks, like using private chats to share answers so you feel more confident. Something like that is very helpful. So go ahead, share your insights. After you complete it, you are free to leave and enjoy your weekend. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the class. Hello, Julian. Afternoon. Okay. All right, cool. Excellent. Yeah, go ahead. Check your settings. Sure, your microphone is working fine. Cameras. Oh, is it hot there, Abbas? I saw you fanning yourself.
Yeah, this day it's so hot.
Yeah. It is a hot day. It's very sunny here in the middle part of Indonesia. How about everyone else's region? Is it also a sunny day there? Awesome. Yeah, sorry if every now, guys, my internet is not at its best today, but only for temporarily, so don't worry. Now we have. Yeah, that's right. And for today, it's fine if you turn your cameras off, guys, because of the internet issue. So don't worry. Plus, today you're gonna spend most of the time also working on your own, because what are we having today? Does anybody remember what I forewarned you from the last meeting? What are we having today? Yes, Okas, bullseye, yeah, spot on. We're gonna have the post test for reading, guys. So, are you ready for that? Are you ready for the reading post test? Okay. Go ahead. You can turn your microphone on to respond. 80%. Okay. Where does the 20% go? Okay. So what have you done?
I'm upset listening because there's something important I need to attend.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm missing the last lesson.
But have you watched the recording? Have you?
I have watched it a little, not all, but I think
get the gist.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
It's
Yeah.
been a busy week for me.
Yeah, that's right. School days have started. Everybody's back to their hectic schedule. So yeah, that's understandable. Well, we'll see. We'll see what 80% will result in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. What about? Let me hear from. What about Fina? Fina, can you hear me? Okay, Fina is probably having an internet issue with the microphone as well. So let me go to Agna. Agna, can you hear me? Is your microphone working fine, Agna? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is Agna turning on his microphone? Okay, probably he's having an issue with his microphone. So, oh, there he is. Hello, Agna.
Oh, hello, sir.
Okay, are you? Okay, no problem. We'll come back. So, have you prepared? Are you ready for the post test later?
I think. Let's just try.
Okay. What kind of? But have you prepared though? Have you done some kind of preparation for that?
Not much.
Not much. Okay. But what did you do at least?
Memorizing some vocabularies, academic vocabularies.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. Yes, that's one of the proper things to do before you take the reading section. But what's more important is the strategy, right? Right, guys. Strategies. Have you brushed up on the strategies? Have you reviewed them? I hope you have. Plus, I'm gonna help you reviewing it, okay? And other important information about the reading section. So the post test will take 1 hour, and we're gonna do it after the break. Before the break, we have time to review the important information in the reading section to help you, better prepared, to help you be better prepared for the post test. Because remember, your post test score will be part of your score in your certificate. Yeah. So on your certificate, there will be a score report, and the post test will be one part of that assessment. So it's a pretty big deal, guys. You should take it seriously. All right. So to review it, I'm gonna do it in a fun way. All right, because I know the past several meetings talking about reading, we have been very serious, focusing on the question types in reading, the strategies, practicing with the academic vocabularies and everything. So it's time to relax before the test and to have a little bit of fun. And to do that, we're gonna play some Kahoot. All right, we're gonna play some Kahoot quiz, guys. So get ready. And of course, to join a Kahoot quiz, I think you guys are pretty familiar already. Go to your open a browser, and then on the browser type in kahoot.it and insert the game pin. Go ahead. And this time, the winner will get the special prize. All right, special prize from me personally. I'm gonna give you a special prize for the winner. So try to win. The questions in the quiz will be about the reading section. Everything that we have learned together in the past 5 meetings talking about reading, about the format of the test, the question types, the structure of the section, what else? The strategies to answer the questions, all of those things. All right, so we have don't know. Who is don't know here? All right. Okay, we have 9 of you already in, 10 now. There are 16 of you. So let's wait for the others so that they can join the fun and they can also review more, interactively. That's the idea. Okay, we have Gifari in the waiting room. Let me admit him. Okay, and fingers crossed, my poor connection today will not impede our fun, yeah? Will not disrupt our fun in the quiz. Hello, Gifari. Welcome to the class. We are reviewing the reading section before the post test later, and we're doing it in a fun way using and jump right in. And while waiting for your friends to join, you can also start reviewing your notes about the reading section so that you can win. Okay. Okay, we have 14 of you. Robert's just joined. I think that's almost everyone, right? Okay, I'll give you guys another 30 seconds, okay, to join. If you can't, then it's fine. You can still learn and review about the reading section through the explanation of the quiz answers later that I will give. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Get ready. Try to answer as fast as possible correctly. Okay, so let me turn my the objective of this quiz, guys, the goal of solidify the knowledge that we have been through in the reading section discussion in the past 5 meetings. So that's the goal of this. Although, of course, to have fun is the second goal. And structure. So we'll talk about this. The question, this. Get ready. All right. Number 1. How many questions will you get from one set or passage in the reading section? Will you get from one set in the reading section? Okay, we have. All right, we have 7 who are correct. Okay, so 5 answering the green one and 1 with the red one. Okay, now remember, in the latest TOEFL IBT update, there is an update in the reading section. Okay, so in the past, in the reading section, you can get 14 questions. But now, with the new reading section of the TOEFL IBT, there are only 10, and it's always 10. Okay, so in the real TOEFL IBT current updated version, you will get 10 questions. Now, later, in the post-test, you will get 14 questions, 12 to 14. Do not be surprised, because we are using the older version. But it's the same. The question types are the same, even though there are more questions. So don't worry about that. Plus, we give you extra time for the 14 questions. So a little heads up, okay, so that you're not surprised. But in the current TOEFL reading, there are only 10. All right, let's see who's leading with the score. Abbas. All right, good job. But we still have a lot of questions to come, so try to compete. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, by the way, this is what I was saying before. All right, so in the older versions, there are more questions. All right, the next question, guys. How much time should you spend for one set in the new version of the reading section? For one set, one passage, and 10 questions. How much time you have, ideally? Okay. All right, so a lot of you answered 15 minutes. What's the math? Well, what's the math that gave you 15 minutes? Let me try to reason. 10 questions, 15 minutes divided by 10, 1.2, right? I think I always told you when we were practicing in the class, ideally, you need to answer 1 minute, 30 seconds, right? So that goes to say that the time is around that, all right? 1 minute, 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay, but by the way, this is taken from the math. 10 questions, 42. Okay, I think the explanation is in the next slide. So let me show it to you. Okay, nobody's correct, unfortunately. There's a question here. How many sets could you get in one TOEFL IBT reading section? How many sets, how many passages and questions can you get? Okay, not bad. 6 of you are correct. And this is connected with the question before, so let me explain. So in one reading section, you can get 3 up to 4 sets. If you get 3 sets consisting of 3 passages with 30 questions, it will take 42 minutes. So that's why if you divide 42 minutes divided by 30 questions, you'll get you'll get 18 minutes for 10 questions. So that's why the answer was 18 minutes in the previous question. And so yeah, you can get 3 up to 4 sets. Okay. Now in your post test later, you will get 3 sets of the older version. So get ready. And let's see who's leading. Agna is leading now. Good job. Next question. Where are the passages or text in the TOEFL IBT reading section usually taken from? Where did they take the reading section text? The passages, the text, those academic texts, where did they take it from? And all right, good job. Most of you remember. So the texts or the passages are taken from real introductory level college textbooks. So if you guys get good score in reading, that says, or that means you are ready to study in introductory level college, okay, in the US especially. Well done. Let's see who's leading now. Still Agna. Moving on to the next question. How many question types are there in the reading section? Okay, let's see who remembers what we have been discussing in class. How many question types are there in the reading section? Okay. All right, so 4 of you remembered only 9, and 2 of you remembered 11. Where is the extra one from? There are only 10, guys. Only 10 types, okay? Yeah, in fact, let me show you. Let me show you the chart so that you can, remember it better. So there you go. There are 10, yeah. Okie dokie. Let's continue. Okay, ooh, Agna is on fire. All right, next one. True or false? Every question is worth 1 point. Is it true or false? All the questions in the reading section will be worth 1 point each. All right. It's false. All right. Because, can anybody explain? Maybe Fiori? Why is it false, Fiori? Okay, looks like my internet.
Each question has different points depending on how difficult it is.
But you still remember well. Excellent. Okay, and let's see now, but Abbas is very close behind, followed by Oka and AZ, whoever that is. Okay, next one. What type of question is this? All right, excellent. Yep, that's right. This is question, guys, asking about the defining of a particular word, and the word is always academic. So remember to improve your academic vocabulary. Moving on. And maintains it. What's the key strategy? Question, guys. What's the best strategy for the vocabulary question? And excellent. A lot of you are correct. So the best strategy for the factual for the vocabulary question is to guess the meaning of the word from the context. Okay, but if you know what the word means and it's obvious what the answer is, what do you do? Anybody?
Just answer it.
Just answer it. That's right, Abbas. Don't waste your time. Just answer it and move on. And Abbas is still leading. Next one. What type of question is this? Okay, good job. Good job. So, yep, 8 of you are correct. Well done. So, this is the sentence simplification, which asks you to choose from the option the simple form or version of the highlighted sentence in the passage. Well done. Let's see who's leading now. Agna is back on top. Okay, so what's the key strategy for sentence simplification? What's the key strategy for sentence simplification question? What should you do to answer the question? Very good. Excellent. I'm so happy to see that high, number of you who still remember. So when you get this question, you see the highlighted sentence and you break down that complex sentence to simpler points of information, and then use that simpler points to compare with the correct answer. Good job, guys. And okay, Agna is keeping the lead. Next one. What about this one, guys? What's the type of this? Okay, let's see. All right, not bad, not bad. So more than 50% of you answer correctly. So this one is the factual information. And remember, the factual information asks you to identify specific information in the text, okay, in the passage. Now, get ready. The next question will be asking about the strategy. Okay, Abbas and Agna are really having a tight match over here, yeah? But we have a star in the third position who can probably take over. All right. Okay, so the next question is, what's the key strategy for factual information question? What's the key strategy? Answer this 5. All right, not bad. 8 of you are correct. So, yep, triple S indeed. Very, very crucial, very important strategy for the reading section. Okay, let's see. All right, see, star is crawling up. All right, next one. What does the triple S stand for? Okay. Select, skim, and scan. It's in reverse, guys. So you don't skim before you scan. So you scan first, all right? So select. What do we select? Anyone? Afrida, maybe? What do we select, Afrida? Or Anna, maybe? What do we select in the implementation of the triple S? Okay, Atar, perhaps? Do you remember, Atar? Okay, all right, let's continue to Azad then. Azad, can you answer my question, please? What do we select in the triple? Yeah, what do we select?
Key point.
Okay, key point or key? What do you select in the question?
Select in the question, like one word that.
Yes, that's it. You select the keyword. Okay. Yep, and Atar answered me privately. Yes, that's right, Atar. So you select the keyword. After you select the keyword, you find it in the passage, and then you skim to answer. Let's see who's leading now. Okay, still Abbas. What type of question is this? Oh, perfect. Good job, guys. Perfect. Negative factual information indeed. So remember, when you see the word except or not in uppercase or in capital letters, then that's always the negative factual. And we have Abbas still leading. And what's the strategy for that? What's the strategy to answer the negative factual? Excellent. And of you are correct. So you have to check each of the options. You have to make sure that they are in the passage or not by triple S-ing each of them. So in other words, you need to triple S 4 times for A, B, C, and D. Well done. And okay. Next one. What type is this question? Okay, well done. Very good. Most of you are correct. So yeah, answer text. So yeah, I see why some of you take time to answer this because it's different in the real test. In the real test, they don't have ABCD, they have squares, yeah, black squares that you click. But yep, it's asking you to insert the and get ready. What's the strategy? How do we know the best job? Excellent, 99%. So you need to find the connection of the information in the sentence with the sentence before and after the sentence in. And you can by identifying the connecting words. For example, in this sentence, the connecting words will be even. Yeah, so that's a word indicating emphasis. Yeah, that means in the sentence before this, it will be talking about. And you can also find and by looking for words in the last part of the sentence. For example, maybe the next sentence here will be talking about a plaza or houses or irrigated plots. So those are the clues. Those are the connections you need to look for. And okay, still have us. Number 21. What type of question is this in the reading section? Okay, all right, not bad. Yeah, 8 are correct. Out of the 5 are quite many of you who got mistaken here. So this is not fill in a table. Fill in a table consists of a table. So you'll see a table if it's fill in a table. For this one, this is the pro summary. And this is usually number. In which position or order of this question is usually in the test? Anyone? What number is this usually?
Number 10.
Very good, Pablo. This is usually number 10. Not usually, always number 10. So yeah, and you'll always get it. If you don't get fill in a table, you always get this. So make sure you are ready to answer it. And the strategy will be asked in the next question here. What's the strategy for pro summary question? Okay, excellent. Very good, guys. So in the pro summary, you are asked to choose 3 of the important ideas. And the important ideas are major. Major means significant. You know, it covers a big idea. So if you see an option that looks small, looks insignificant, looks minor, eliminate it. Therefore, eliminating minor ideas is the key strategy. Okay, all right, still have us. Next one, we're almost at the end. And for the last part of the quiz, we will focus on the performance descriptor. Okay, so later I will also share how or TOEFL score based on the number of your correct answers. Okay, before you take the post test. All right, so let's see. Which is the highest level you can get in the reading section? What's the highest class or category of the score in the reading? All right, so it's the advanced level. Okay. What's the lowest level? Can you guess? Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yeah. Below low intermediate is the lowest, and then we have low intermediate, and then high intermediate, and the highest is advanced. Okay, let's see the next question. How much should the percentage of your correct answers be to get the highest level? How many correct answers should you get? Percentage. Get the advanced level in reading. Okay. All right, it's pretty split, yeah, between all of you guys. All right, 95 to 100, that's too high. 90 to 100 is also still too high. And so is 85 to 100. So you can get the advanced level if you get 80 to 100. Okay. All right, you're almost at the end. What is your CFR level if you're in the high intermediate level? I think we talked about this before in the pre-course maybe or in the reading introduction about CFR level. Okay, none of you is correct, unfortunately. So if you get the high intermediate level, that means your English level is B2. Okay. Now my question is, do you guys still remember about CFR? I think I talked about this with you guys already. Okay, very good, Julian. Yes, it's the European certificate. Yeah, you can say it's like a certification. But CFR means Common European Framework of Reference. This is the international standard of language leveling. And all English tests are following this. So in CFR, you can Google it, by the way, on your own later. But basically in CFR, we have the lowest level, A1. And then higher than A1, we have A2. Higher than A2, we have B1. And then B2, and then C1, and then C2. C2 is the highest. So if you get high intermediate level, that means your English is in B2. And B2 is a common standard to study abroad. Minimum, you gotta have B2 level if you want to study abroad for many universities. For top universities, minimum C1. They will not accept your application if you are not in C1. And to get into C1, you must have advanced level in your TOEFL score. And this is the information, as you can see in reading. So if you want to get advanced level, your score must be minimum 24 out of 30. Okay, so 24 to 30 is advanced. And that means your CFR level is C1. Top universities will require minimum. Major universities, they are fine with high intermediate. Okay. All right. And in the third, Good job, Oka. Well done, of course. Our reading section consolidation winner for today is Abba. And Abbas, as I mentioned, there is a special prize for the winner. And the winner, for you, Abbas, I'll give you, to improve my vocabulary, this is what I've been using for my Cambridge Advanced Dictionary. So I will upload the software on a Google Drive and I'll share it to you. Okay, Abbas? Internet that's having a trouble right now. But yeah, that's the reward. Congratulations. Okay. Check. Hello. Fiori, Agnes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. How's the sound quality? Is it good enough? Is the sound quality good enough?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. I'll turn my video on so that my internet can be better. Okay, so that's the review and consolidation, guys, of the reading section before the post-test later. We still have 5 minutes before the break and then the post-test, so let's use it to have some, free sharing, especially about the reading section. So go ahead. Do you guys have any question?
Can you please tell us again about the minor ideas for the strategy for the pro summary?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, yes. Let us go back and rehash that question type. Okay, I think it's somewhere around here. It's in the last question, yeah. The last question type. Okay. Okay, there it is. So for pro summary, the strategy is to eliminate the minor ideas, right? Now, so minor ideas or minor points are the ones that are not significant, okay? And for example, okay, an example of minor point is like this. Look at this. What is this sentence about? What is this statement about? It's basically about camel, right? Right? So it focuses on camel, and you see the summary there has nothing to do with camels.
Oh.
Okay. It's more broad, right? The idea is bigger than just one example of livestock. So avoid this kind of minor point. Eliminate it. All right. And sometimes you can feel it. You can feel like, this is too small. The scope is too small for this. This got to be minor. All right. So that's the example. Is that clear enough?
Well, I think yeah.
Okay. And they give you this, okay, to help you. So this is the summary statement, summary sentence, a brief summary sentence over here. So you can use this to get a glimpse or to get the picture whether this is something too small, something minor, or not, based on the summary. Okay, good question though. Good question. Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead, guys. We still have 3 minutes. We still have 3 minutes for a free sharing. Okay. So is everything clear enough? Give me some thumbs up reaction.
I think it's good from you.
Confirm. Okay, Abbas is clear and are excited to start. Okay, okay, I like that with a combination of a real thumb. Anna also clear. Agna clear. Fiori is clear. How about the others? We still have 1 minute to confirm and to get ready for the post test. Okay, Eza is ready. Aza is ready as well. Okay, Robia's thumb is in the chat box. Okay, I think everyone is ready. So let's have the 10-minute break. Go ahead and refresh yourself. Do whatever you need to make sure that your post test is at the optimum. And after the break, I'll show you the test. Prepare your time. The post test will take 1 hour. And yeah, make sure that in the 1 hour, you will not be disturbed. You will have your 100% focus on it, and you can get the best result out of it. See you after 10. Hope you guys are ready for the post test now. Okay, now before we start, I remember that I promised you to show you how to count your score based on the number of correct answers to the scale score for reading in the TOEFL IBT. So let me show it to you. So this handy chart shows you the conversion of the number of correct answers in the reading. So if you get 36, for example, you can convert it to the scale score 20. So that's an example of how they score. It's as simple as that. Of course, this is updated every now and then, and only ETS has the updated version, but that's the description of how they score your. All right, and you can use this audio system, but this can give you some picture of your TOEFL score for reading and listening. It's in the Handout Google Drive folder. Okay, so now we go to the main dish of our meeting today, the reading post test. So for this post test, we're going to use complete test 2. I have assigned it to you. Now, be careful. If you click it, if you open it, the timer will start. Okay, so the timer is following or simulating the real reading section of the TOEFL IBT. So when you click it later, then be ready to finish it. You have 3 attempts, but you know, for as on precaution, if there are some technical issues or something like that, you can redo it. Okay, but yeah, we'll see the score from the first complete one. So try to do it as best as you can, starting from the first attempt. Okay, now when I say start, then you can start doing this. You have 1 hour, 20 minutes for this, 20 for this, and 20 for the third. In total, you have 1 hour. After you finish reading 1, then you submit it, and then you go to your dashboard, and then you click reading 2, and so on until reading 3. Okay, and after you finish it, feel free to leave the session. Okay, make sure you submit before you leave. Okay, is there any question? All right, so if it's clear enough, then good luck, guys. Good luck. Make sure you apply the strategies, and yeah, I'll be excited to see your score later, because your success is ultimately my success as well as the teacher, yeah, as your tutor. Okay, thank you. That's it. Good luck. You can start now.